by S.T.E.A.M Engine Academy. Today's episode is Color in Hair, episode 26. Today we'll speak with Lyonya Richardson in Georgia about her hair lock journey and her decision to start. Then we'll discuss the history of the Amistad slave ship rebellion and how the slaves fought for their freedom.
On January 1st, 1839, 53 Africans were kidnapped off of what is known as today present-day Sierra Leone. These Africans were then transported to Cuba, where they would be sold to two men by the names of Don Jose Ruiz and Don Pedro Montes. Now, what we have to understand is that they were illegally captured and illegally taken from their homes in Sierra Leone. What we also must understand is that the slave trade had already been made illegal by Great Britain and also by Spain. So the capturing and transportation of slaves through the high seas from Africa had already been banned by the time these people had been captured. And on July 2nd, whilst they were sailing the port, an enslaved African by the name of Sang broke free from his chains and freed other Africans, and they took the ship, killing the captain and his crew, while two others were able to sail and make their escape. The Africans forced Ruiz and Montes to sail the boat back to Africa, back to their homeland. But Ruiz and Montes deceived them and brought them off to the coast of what is now New York. Upon landing in New York, a Navy ship captured the Africans and brought them to Connecticut because slavery had been abolished in New York but was still legal in Connecticut. Now, the enslaved Africans were taken to trial for mutiny by the US government, but it was a very layered case because the Spanish government wanted the enslaved Africans returned back to Cuba, and the US government also wanted them returned back to Cuba, but also the men who captured the slaves, Ruiz and Montes, wanted their property back, and also the Navy men who captured the enslaved Africans also felt as if they deserved rights. But at the same time also the enslaved Africans or the captured Africans argued on their behalf, saying that they were freed men from the beginning and they were captured illegally, and so they must return back to their homes. And now President Martin Van Buren argued and tried to have the Africans tried within the Hartford courts, and the Connecticut courts had declared that the Africans had been brought to this country illegally and must be returned not only back to Cuba but back to Africa. And when the decision was appealed and went to the Supreme Court, former President John Quincy Adams appealed and spoke on behalf of the enslaved, of the captured Africans, arguing that they were freed men and they were freed women, and that they must also be returned back to their homes. And so in March of 1841, the Supreme Court ruled that the Africans had been illegally captured and must be returned back to Africa, to Sierra Leone. They, however, would not return until the following year, as President John Tyler would refuse to give them funds to send them back home, and so several Christian abolitionists gathered money together to send them back home. The Amistad case played a significant role in the fight and freedom for African American rights and freedoms within the United States, as 20 years later it would be a catalyst and cause for the Civil War. It was the first time in American history where Africans fought for their civil rights and their freedoms and won.
Welcome back to 28 Days of Color with S.T.E.A.M Engine Academy. Today I have Lyonya Richardson coming to tell us about her Loc Journey for Color in Hair Week. How are you, Lyonya?
I'm good, girl. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to see you.
You
So
too?
I I haven't seen you in 12 years. My children are 12, and you started this Loc Journey just before they were born.
Mm-hmm.
So the length of your hair is the length of time I haven't been able to see you, the length of time that our children have grown.
I
So
know.
that makes this Loc Journey even that much more special for me too. So I want to ask you, when did you start your Loc Journey and what inspired you to do that?
I started my lock journey April 19th of 2008, and the inspiration came from watching Living Single, watching Maxine and Kyle with their natural hair and their professional atmospheres, and it made me know that you could be professional and successful with your natural hair and not have to adapt.
Exactly. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And who started them for you and what was that process like?
Um, my locks were started from a barber shop on Montgomery Crossroads here in Savannah, a little mom and pop barber shop. I went in there one day and told them to chop it off until you see natural. And they started off with the coils, just the little curls throughout my head. And that was it. That was that fresh start.
How was that initial chop for you?
It was like a breath of fresh air. It was weird feeling the breeze on my scalp. But it was wonderful. It felt so light and refreshing and just like a new beginning.
Right, right. I can see how that would feel that way. And with all the time that you've taken with your hair, what does your hair mean to you? And how has this journey to grow your locks affected you?
My locks are like my other children. I've had them as longer than I've had my own child. And they mean they mean my inner beauty to me, because to chop off all of my hair and to look at my face without hair, without the framing, especially having a round face, it made me learn to appreciate the beauty that I have and to not draw myself to the creamy crack and the extensions and everything else, and just to accept myself for who I was.
Right, right. And how do you manage the questioning and the touching of your locks? Is that a problem that you face having your hair long like that?
Me and my boyfriend were just talking about this the other day too. Um, I don't mind the questions. I've never minded the questions. I feel like asking questions keeps you from being ignorant to subjects.
Yeah.
Touching, I don't like people touching my hair unless I know you. I believe in the transfer of energies through your locks, so I just don't like people. If they walk up to me, it's a problem. Ask, and you will get an answer.
Right. And then you need to accept the answer you're given.
Yes.
So, what are some of the misconceptions that you hear when you get these questions? The misconception of locks and what are those things that people don't understand that you want to clear up right now about locks?
The misconceptions, one of them especially, is that our hair stinks, which it doesn't. That we don't wash our hair at all. That we can't do all the fun hairstyles that are out there, like curling, colors. Having your hair locked does not prevent you from being able to express yourself with your hair, or being able to be professional in as a doctor or a teacher or however. My son's principal at his school has sister locks, beautiful sister locks.
Oh, the real
Like,
tiny ones.
yes, beautiful sister locks. Like, you can be professional and have natural hair. You just make yourself look as professional as you can in what you have, not adapting to what they want you to be.
Right. Right. And what do you like most about having your locks? What is it that makes you so passionate about this and your journey?
Um, the time capsule is part of it. Like you said at the beginning, like the how I look at the pictures of my hair throughout the almost 13 years, and I can think about where I was at that time, like when I was pregnant with Casey and my locks weren't even touching my shoulders yet. And the first time I felt them like drop down, like is a lot of it is a time capsule. And I just appreciate I just love my locks.
Yeah.
It's hard to put it into words. I feel like it was the best decision for me.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember when we were first friends back when we were youngins in college and I would be braiding your hair. We met when I was braiding your hair. That's how we got to know each other. And I always feel that, doing hair and taking care of our hair is a way that we connect in our community. That's
Absolutely.
our therapy. We're not just getting our hair done. We're not just getting our locks twisted. We're having conversations, we're processing, and we're discussing things. So,
Mm.
what do you think the effect of Black hair is on our community, and how does that affect the way we communicate with each other?
Oh, Black hair in our community has always been how we express ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it's been our communication from being in a barbershop to being in a beauty salon. Barbershops, that they communicate about everything from sports to politics. And we do the same thing in the beauty salon. It's our safe haven, our place where we can literally let our hair down and let everything out and have an open discussion about things and not feel like somebody's judging you.
Right. That there's kind of an open truce when we go to our beauty salon or we go to the beauty supply store to get our stuff and we have our head wrap on. There isn't that issue of judgment. I feel safe inside that that beauty salon than when I come out, and I feel like I wish that blanket of security was kind of laid out throughout the community, Even when you make a decision as big as the one you made, it seems like everyone should kind of take into consideration that thought, that impact on you, When you're thinking about your journey and where you started from, what are some things you would advise other people who are considering starting their own Loc journey?
Do it. Don't let the world project your thought process. Don't let the world tell you what you should do for you. If that is the path that you want to take it. If I had locked my hair when I really wanted to, my hair probably be like 20 years old now.
Right.
But I let the world turn my head and make me think that something was wrong with what I wanted to do with my hair.
Right. That's attached to us, belongs to us.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to tell the people that have all these questions, the ones that don't necessarily understand the culture of locks and the importance of that journey? What do you want to tell them?
Locks aren't necessarily locks are a beautiful pathway to our history.
Mm-hmm.
Not just in African American culture, a lot of other cultures have history with locks too.
Mm-hmm.
But we seem to be the main one that gets depicted as something's wrong.
Right.
We can't be taken seriously when we don't straighten and press our hair or do what. I'm not going to say the world, because the world is evolving, but there's that small patch of the world that still thinks that this is how everything should be.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with being natural. It's natural.
It is. It's the way it grows out of our head.
Mm-hmm.
And so now with the discussion of passing a law to allow us to wear our hair this way, how does that make you feel? The idea that I don't know if there's progress. We're being allowed to do it, but then also the fact that we had to have a law to say it's okay.
It's very sad to me that we're putting something that's our own decision in somebody else's hands to say it's okay for you to be you. It's okay for you to go walk into the beauty salon and say, chop my hair off and give me a fade. It's okay for you to pick your fro out and let it be as big as you want it to be and go to work tomorrow. Why is that somebody else's decision for me? Why does the government think that, why is it necessary to make a law for that basically points the finger at everybody who's brown? Exactly. It doesn't make any sense, and it just doesn't make any sense. I wish that the world would stop judging each other.
Yeah. We have other things to discuss besides hair, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So I agree with you 100%, and I've just enjoyed sharing your story and seeing your lovely locks. They've gotten so long. Can we see how long they are? I can't see. Can you pull them back so I can see how long they are? Oh my gosh. I haven't seen them down in a while either. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They're beautiful. I love it. I haven't gotten to see him down in a while. I like it. I really appreciate you coming on the show and sitting with me and telling me about your journey. And it's been really nice to see you and hear your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice to talk to you too.
We'll do it again soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Take care.
You too.
Finishing off this episode, we meet a little girl named Aria, who keeps running and running to get away from people who want to touch her hair. In this book, Don't Touch My Hair by Cherie Miller, we find out the polite ways to ask about black hair and what to do when the answer is no. Don't touch my hair. I'm Aria, and this is my hair. I love my hair. It's soft and bouncy and grows up towards the sun like a flower. I love it up or down, styled or wild. I don't care. I just want it to be free. Actually, everyone loves my hair too. When I walk down the street, I hear so many compliments. It's so big. How did you get it so fluffy? I wish I had hair like that. It's great that people love my hair, but some love it so much they want to touch it. I don't like this. What does it feel like? They are so curious about my hair that they try to touch it without even asking for permission. Oh, I want to feel. Me too. I get very good at avoiding hands. I have to start looking for ways to hide my hair. I try blending in with the scenery, but I'm quickly spotted. Over here. I try hiding underwater, but that doesn't last long. Oh wow, I love your hair. Can I touch it? I escape to the jungle, but the critters just can't keep their hands to themselves. Let me touch, me first. No, me. Even in the tallest castle tower, someone is always there, ready and waiting to touch my hair. Girl, your hair is fierce. No matter how far I go, it doesn't seem to matter. How do you get it so big? Finally, I find a place where no one wants to touch my hair. But after a few hours, I get lonely. I decide to go home. I try my best to ignore the attention, but as a hand sinks into my hair, wow, it looks so soft. Ooh, it is soft. I decide I can't take it anymore. Don't touch my hair! That's it. That's enough. This is my hair. It's great that you love it. I love it too. But please just look and don't touch without my permission. The next time someone wants to touch my hair, they ask, "Can I touch your hair?" And I reply, "Not today." Okay. Now it feels great to walk down the street without anyone trying to touch my hair. My curls are free to reach for the sun, just like a flower. Some people still ask to touch my hair, but if I say no, they listen. How are you today? Hello. But if you ask nicely, sometimes I say, yes. The end.
One more again. Mas não. Mas não. Mas não. Na viagem. Espesso. Na viagem. Espesso. Mas não vou sem te chamar na viagem.